What's up, everybody? I'm Big Kim. Welcome back to another episode of Comically Boston. Today is episode 61. It is May 12th, 2023. It is a beautiful Friday here in Boston, Massachusetts. It's like 80 degrees outside. I'm been getting some sun. Do I look a little tanner? You tell me in the comment section below. You guys know how this show works. If you guys have been here before, you get that we are talking about the NBA season right now, following the Boston Celtics. So we're going to start with the sports. The Celtics, since the last time I talked to you guys on Monday, the Celtics on Tuesday night had Game 5 in Boston, and it was a soft display. I really was not happy with the display we showed Tuesday night. We lost 115-103. JT had 36. JB had 24. Horford was 0 for 7, all from 3. Horford was no good that game. Maxey had 30. Embiid had 33. Harden had 17, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. Derek White received a nod for all NBA defensive second team. All defense, second team, Derek White. Congratulations to him. I really didn't like how we played Tuesday night. Just Joe Mazzulla, there was 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. We're down 15 points, and we have all of our starters on the bench. Down 15 is not that big a gap in a basketball game. Like, that's 5 possessions, 5 stops, 5 three-pointers. You're telling me we can't do that in 2 minutes? 5 possessions? 10 possessions? 2 minutes? That's not that hot. There's a 24-second shot clock. This time to do some shit, and 15 points is not that much points. I mean, it didn't Tracy McGrady score 15 in like 9 seconds or some bullshit? Like, come on, it's possible. You guys could have done it. You guys dropped the ball Game 5, but Game 6 they showed up after Philly took the lead 3-2 on Tuesday night. We head to Philly for Game 6 on Thursday night. Right before the game, they announced the All-NBA teams. JB got All-NBA second team, and Mr. Jayson Tatum got All-NBA first team. I have the full lineup here. We'll go through them. All-NBA first team, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, Jayson Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid. All-NBA second team, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler, and Nikola Jokic. An All-NBA third team, De'Aaron Fox, Damian Lillard, LeBron James, All-NBA third team in his 20th season. That's crazy stuff. Julius Randle at the power forward and Sabonis at the 5. So I believe the only 2 teams that had multiple players in the All-NBA was the Celtics with JB and JT, and the Kings with All-NBA third teams, Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. So that's interesting stuff there. But heading into Game 6, JT had not so great a performance, but we were still able, the Celtics forced Game 7 on the backs of Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown. JT had 19, but he had 3 points heading into the fourth quarter. First 3 quarters, he had 3 points. He was 1 for 13 shooting. He scores 16 in the fourth quarter. You could see by those eyeballs. In the first, he's like smiling. He's like, man, we're up by like 2. Are we going to win this, or is this going to be the end of the season? The fourth quarter he came alive, that inner Kobe Bryant. You can see in those eyeballs he means business, like Game 6, he was not having it. We head back to Boston for Game 7 for Sunday, but JT finishes with 19. With 16 in the fourth, he shot 5 for 21 from field goal. And, everyone's like, oh, he's dropping it, he's laying an egg. And then he comes alive in the fourth, still finishes with 19, 9 rebounds. Smart had 22, JB had 17. And Embiid had 26, leading them, and Maxey also had 26. Tatum, after the game, goes, humbly, I'm one of the greatest basketball players in the world. My teammates telling me to take open shots when I'm open, you come out of a slump. They asked him where did he get his confidence to go, shooting poorly all game and then in the fourth quarter to trust his shot. And he's like, I've been here before, humbly. He starts to say it. He's like, I'm one of the best basketball players in the world. I don't like when LeBron said it, but JT's on our team, so fuck it. JT, you is one of the best basketball players in the world, but don't get cocky. Stay humble. I like how he at least he threw in humbly, you know. But we handle business on their court. We win 95-87. We get it done. Heading back to Boston. And JB has a message for the fans. JB says, energy in the Garden has been okay at best in the playoffs. I'm calling you guys out. When the Garden gets going, there's nothing like it. That's Jaylen fucking Brown from the Boston goddamn Celtics. And you better believe Game 7 in Boston. I'll take any team in the world in a Game 7 in Boston. Especially if the crowd's into it. And he's been right. You know, we lost Game 5 in Boston. That should have never happened. We should have already been over this series and on to the next one. So, you know, let's get it done Sunday, shall we? You have a happy Mother's Day. The Suns knock out last night. They get eliminated from the playoffs by the Denver Nuggets. So the Denver Nuggets advance. Congratulations to them and Jokic. They win their series 4-2. They are now into the Western Conference Finals. They will face the winner of the Lakers Warriors. Steph Curry forced a Game 6. So Game 6 is tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll check that out. And I believe Game 6 for the Knicks and Heat is also tonight at Miami. So that's interesting. Let's see if Miami can close out a series at home versus the Knicks and head on to the Eastern Conference Finals as an 8th seed. So we'll see what happens. We'll talk more about that maybe Monday. And we'll talk Monday about Game 7 for the Celtics, which is going to be on Sunday. And if the Warriors force a Game 7, that game's on Sunday as well. So they're going to be wrapping up this round of the playoffs and on to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals by next week. So let's hope all goes well. But let's talk about some other things that are newsworthy around the world today. There was a new poster for Oppenheimer. That's getting closer. June 21st. Or no, when is that? July 21st? 2023, that will come out. Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh. Oppenheimer, by Christopher Nolan's next film, just looks so good. You know, I can't wait to see that one. I'm excited for it. And we're going to end this one out just talking about some more Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. Go back and check out the last video if you really want to hear my initial thoughts on it. But after having the movie sit with me for a week and, you know, just... I still really, really loved it. You know, it's like a 5 out of 5 for me. Like, there's really not many notes I have. There maybe was some things I would like to see that would add on to the movie, but, like, that's just add-ons, you know? He did say he trimmed all of the fat. There's no fat on this movie. I didn't think the runtime was long at all. I didn't feel it at all. We coasted right on through that movie, and we cried through most of it. You know, certain scenes, like the Dog Days of Over song at the end where Rocket's howling, embracing his inner animal, and everyone's dancing. Oh, it hits me every time. And even listening to the song outside of the movie, I like makes me get emotional. Just like listening to Cat Stevens' Father and Son after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like, just gets me, man. It gets me. This has been me every day since Guardians of the Galaxy 3. My little raccoon. This has been me every single day. But, so people that I didn't realize were in the movie, but saw them and was like, oh, that person looks familiar. The pink lady that ends up having a crush on Peter Quill. Well, Peter says he has a crush, but she goes, no, I don't. But yes, she was falling for him. It works out for Peter Quill in his favor. But this was Daniela Melchior, the person that played Ratcatcher 2 in the Suicide Squad. So she was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Along with Pete Davidson. You can see him here, not in his little mask. But the reason why people were like, oh, Pete Davidson was in this movie? Is because when he's in full makeup, he's this alien dude here holding this gun. So that's kind of cool. I would do something like that, you know, be an alien for a day in full prosthetic makeup. That shit would be crazy. I don't know if I would be able to handle it, though. I might be a little claustrophobic, but as long as I could breathe, I think I'd be alright. I think I'd get used to it. You know, like I breathe and see, and I don't feel like I'm stuck in there. Like, just have people just keep going, yeah, we can get it off. Don't worry, we can get it off. It comes off. It comes off. And as long as you think, just keep that in your mind. You're like, I'm not stuck or like trapped. You know, you can't be having that. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, nonetheless, is amazing. Some of these scenes that I keep thinking of is this little blurp, this little furry friggin' guy when he takes a pee because he's scared. Oh, I felt for the little guy so much. And Gamora, when she walks away and she's finally starting to be like, because this Gamora is very different from any other Gamora. This Gamora is from 2014. She's not trying to be in love with the guy that loves me, you know, and Peter's in love with this old Gamora. So he's got to really realize that this is a new Gamora. This isn't the same woman that is the woman that I'm in love with, you know. He still has love for Gamora, but that love needs to be reciprocated for him to be able to, you know, really feel that. But she's like, finally reciprocating some type of form of love here. She stops and she was like, I bet we were a lot of fun. And he's like, you have no idea. Oh, I really love that line. You know, we acknowledge all the love and things that we had with these two in the Guardians 1 and Guardians 2, but these people are very different people. They've gone on different journeys since then. Even Mantis. Mantis is leaving when she says peace out and she's gone in this and she goes with her basilisk. She might even go on to become this big character. You don't know. We could see her again. We could not see her again. We really don't know. But I think in the comic books, Mantis's character is the Celestial Madonna. So, I mean, it would be cool to see that somehow, some way in the Marvel Universe. So, I don't know. I like Palm Clemente, too, as Mantis. She's freaking hilarious. So, yeah. I think there's a potential that she might come back, but when she's saying goodbye and they're all dancing, Nebula dancing, and she's finally like happy and she's with her like kids and she's like being the mom of the Guardians and she's running nowhere and she's just this badass woman. Like, she went through such an arc. Like, Nebula is by far one of my favorite Guardians. Like, and she in the first movie is a full-on like sub-villain, you know, like she's like, thanks Dad, fuck you Ronan, you know, like in the first movie. And then by this movie she's making jokes and she's still like kind of mean, but she's like got a heart and she's with the family now. And you still got to remember that she did those 5 years on Earth with Rocket and just her. And you know, those two, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Rocket and her end up together. But I mean, he is a raccoon. We could probably see him more with like an otter or something. Maybe Blurp. Maybe Blurp's a woman. Who knows? Maybe Rocket and Blurp have some babies. Maybe Rocket and Cosmo. Who knows? Who knows? Have some raccoon puppies. I mean, it's a little weird, but hey, I'm not fucking shitting on anybody's likes, whatever they're into. But you know, Drax here. Drax is probably done. You know, Dave Bautista's been through enough in this role. He's been beat. He's been shot. He's been battered. He's been the fool. You know, and this little scene here made me tear up when he's like crying. He's like, I'll go with you. And she's like, no, I did everything that Ego wanted to do. And this is Mantis talking. She's like, I did everything that Ego made me do. And then I came here and I did everything that the Guardians wanted to do. So Mantis is going to find herself and she's going to find her way. And Drax is going to be with Nebula as the dad. He's not Drax the Destroyer. You're Drax the dad. Fuck. Dave Bautista. I love him. Love him to death. If you guys haven't seen Knock at the Cabin with Dave Bautista, that's out on Peacock, and he really does a great role in that. And M. Night Shyamalan writes some crazy movies. But yeah, I enjoyed that. But just going to leave it here with this fan-made art of Captain Rocket the Raccoon. Oh, man. He has some tough-ass scenes, though. Like, when he's just getting dissected on the table, like, oh, the High Evolutionary is such a bad dude. But Rocket, he is my dog. Bradley Cooper voices him to perfection. Sean Gunn brings him to life with his like motion capture and on like his on set work. James Gunn gives him life with his writing and his ad libs, and you know, it's his story really. James Gunn, you are a special individual, and I have gone back now and started watching the Christopher Reeve Supermans, because now I'm trying to get myself excited for Superman Legacy that James Gunn's got coming out, and I'm ecstatic for that. I think, you know, and I was not, like when even Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, it's a really good movie. Visually, there's some crazy stuff, but I was always a Batman guy. I was never really like Superman gung-ho. I always thought he was cool, but he's Superman. You know, like, of course he's cool. He's a Superman. He can do anything. I like my characters like the Guardians. I like them a little fucked up. You know, I like my characters to have problems. You know, like, I don't know. I like the story is what I'm really there for. But obviously, a movie from 1978 is not the best movie today. But if you really watch it, thinking like, oh, this is a movie from way back when, it still holds up, man. It's a good movie, and I really there's things I take away from the film that, like, you know, Lois isn't the best, but she's kind of funny, and but Clark Kent and Superman, both Christopher Reeves, but how he plays him, his, you know, Superman, Clark Kent, is this nerdy guy. He's just, you know, a little hunched over. He's got like a bad back, and he's got no neck. And then when he's Superman, he's bum ba da ba, you know, like Kryptonian. You know, it's like he gave it the most like life and difference with the same person. You know, like Henry Cavill's Clark Kent, it's just still Superman. You know, he's still big. Like, when you see Clark Kent as Christopher Reeves, you're like, oh, why is he smaller? He, like, made himself look smaller. And then, like, when he's Superman, he's like, and he's perfect. He takes off the glasses, and he's handsome. And there's even one scene you see him go from Lois, and oh, she's like, oh, I gotta get ready. She shuts the door, and he, like, kind of takes off the glasses and becomes Superman. He's like, and then goes back real quick when she opens the door again. And it's like, oh, he went from being Clark to Superman back to Clark real quick. And just like the subtle acting choices were so good. Oh, rest in peace, Christopher Reeves. Oh, man. But yeah, last thing I'm going to add is that Homecoming and Spider-Man Homecoming and Venom are out today on Disney+. Go check that out, and I will see you guys in the next video. There's a Lego video coming out tomorrow. Like this video, smash the subscribe button, hit that bell if you're new, don't miss any future videos. In the links in the description below are my Instagram at ComicallyBoston, go follow that, or my Twitter at BigCamYouTube. Go check me out, send me some weird shit, and I'll send you some weird shit right back. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be Monday, and this has been another episode of Comically Boston. I'm Big Cam. Peace out, see you in the next one.